Thomas helps Hiro. When Hiro had an accident, that was my fault. I had to help my friend. I tried to find some spare parts for him, but ended up real deep in trouble. Here's what happened. One day, Thomas was in the yard when Hiro pulled up next to him. "Hello, Hiro. You look shiny. Where are you off to?" "I'm going to Knapford," Thomas said excitedly. "Let's go together," Hiro laughed. Hiro hurried away with Thomas racing behind. Thomas had to go very fast to keep up. Hiro soon slowed for a sharp bend, but Thomas pumped his pistons even faster. "Watch me go," Thomas teased, racing ahead. As Thomas rocked around the bend, his cargo came loose and rolled onto the track. Hiro hit the pipes and crashed to a stop on his side. Thomas felt terrible. Rocky and Edward were called to help Hiro. A very cross Fat Controller arrived too. Hiro was soon back on track, but when he tried to set off, his axles ached and his gears groaned. "You'll need to go to the steamworks for repairs," said the Fat Controller. That night, Thomas was still feeling sad. "It's my fault Hiro's broken," he told Percy, "and it's not easy to get the parts he needs." Thomas remembered the last time Hiro had broken down. He was stuck in the woods for a very long time. Then Thomas had an idea. The next morning, Thomas puffed to where he had first met Hiro a long time ago. "If I could find some of Hiro's old parts, then Hiro can be fixed," thought Thomas. Branches snapped and brambles scratched as Thomas searched bravely for spare parts, but he didn't find any. Thomas rolled deeper into the dark and spooky woods, his wheels wobbling. Suddenly, a deer jumped across the track, giving Thomas a fright. He screeched to a stop, but the old rails gave way beneath him. "Silly me," said Thomas. "It's just a friendly deer." When Thomas tried to move, his wheels just spun in the mud. He was well and truly stuck. "Peep, peep," he whistled. "Help!" Percy was on a nearby branch line, but he didn't hear Thomas calling. "Can anyone hear me?" Thomas cried sadly. Later, Harold flew by on patrol. Thomas whistled as loudly as he could. "Peep, peep." "That looks like steam from an engine," Harold buzzed, "and that sounds like Thomas." Harold hurried away to fetch help, but Thomas thought he hadn't seen him. "No one can hear me," Thomas cried. Then suddenly the rails began to rumble. Rocky bashed through the brambles and with Percy behind. "Thomas," boomed the Fat Controller, "how did you end up here?" "I was trying to help Hiro, sir," Thomas sighed. "Well, let's get you back on track," said the Fat Controller kindly. Later at the steamworks, Thomas told Hiro all about his adventure. "I'm sorry I didn't find any spare parts to fix you," he sighed. "But Thomas, I am fixed," Hiro said. "The Fat Controller already has some parts for me in case I ever broke down again." Thomas beamed from buffer to bumper. Hiro smiled too. "So are you ready?" he said. "Ready," Thomas wished. The two friends set off together, and this time Thomas remembered to slow down for the bend. Dedicated to Melissa Taverner. Peace.